many examples where renewable energy was helping run the medical facility in various parts of this country. And I know that there was one center in Bihar as well who was completely running on renewable energy. We are also proud that as of now, Bihar has 100% household electrification. However, our report, which anyway Mr. Aswani will talk in details about the findings of the report, what we also discovered that there is still 50% health center in Bihar who are not operational 24/7 because of the lack of quality electricity. And we see access to electricity as far as the health centers are concerned is very critical. And the COVID-19 also gave us a learning that how best we can develop the decentralized health infrastructure and how the DRE, especially the decentralized renewable energy, can play a major role, energizing the entire health infrastructure in the state of Bihar. The state of Bihar has taken many initiatives in recent past to promote renewable energy, but department or health sector has not seen many projects where the DRE is playing a major role. And as we all know that DRE can really transform the health infrastructure in Bihar, and it has a big potential, not just in terms of providing electricity, but also in terms of overall development, not only in terms of bringing the investment, but also creating some additional jobs in Bihar. And that is very important because a lot of migrant people also return to the state during the COVID-19 outbreak. And that could be, adoption of DRE could be a big relief for the health sector as well as for the general development of the state. So basically in connection to that, what we are basically trying to do, through this particular report, which we are going to launch very soon, we try to map out the usage of DRE in the health sector and to see which are the value chain of the health sector can be powered by DRE, totally by DRE. And then we also try to understand what kind of potential and investment that will be required along with the policy and financial measures. So as far as the detailed finding of this particular report, so as far as Aswani, just keep an eye to mute people if you can, yeah, or someone else in the team can do that. So we try to understand where and how DRE can play a major role in the health sector in Bihar, and what kind of policy and financial mechanism required in order to uptake of the renewable energy in a big way. So before I move forward, I would like to request Srishti to speak for some time, because Srishti has been very instrumental providing support for this particular project in Bihar. And it was just not on the health, but we are also working on some other area as well, like agriculture. So I would like to invite Ms. Srishti Mahajan, Program Manager, Shakti Sustainable Energy Foundation, to share her thought about this particular initiative. Srishti.
Thank you, Rama. Good morning, everyone. It is an extreme pleasure to be here with all of you to introduce our organization. Shakti Sustainable Energy Foundation is an organization based out of New Delhi, and we work alongside our partners from the government, civil society organizations across India, private energy enterprises, and financiers, including MFIs, to facilitate India's transition to cleaner future by aiding the design and implementation of policies at central and state level in clean power, energy efficiency, sustainable transport, climate policy, and clean energy finance. And I'm extremely happy to speak to all of you because Bihar continues to be our focus state. We have been working extensively in the state of Bihar on agricultural transitions, distribution reforms, DRE-based employment opportunities, including education and health sector. And this topic of health comes at an opportune time when we all are dealing with a health hazard in the country. And we believe that reliable electricity can become an efficient tool and an enabler to improve the health outcomes of the states. And to be very specific, to also have a direct impact on the mortality rates. And despite an increase in the electrification under Saubhagya, many health facilities in rural India are forced to function without reliable electricity or no supply at all. And according to the 2019 rural health statistics, there are close to about 40,000 sub-centers in India who are serving around 230 million people that run without any electricity, severely impacting the delivery of healthcare services in those regions. And for the state of Bihar, the numbers themselves don't look that promising. We are talking about 56% of these centers not having electricity or having intermittent supply of electricity. And during COVID, we have realized that there has been limitation in storing vaccines because electricity was not a 24-hour supply. So there is a strong case for powering these health centers with decentralized renewable energy, which not only contribute to the national goal of decarbonization of the country, but universal healthcare for all. And combined with more efficient medical equipments, creating a demand for it, blended finance that could be coming from public entities or private entities, and new service delivery models for these equipments, I think DRE can definitely solve the problem of bridging the gap in reliable electricity supply. And Shakti Foundation works extensively in the health and energy value chain in the country. And we hope that through our current efforts in the state of Bihar, we are a few steps closer to achieving it. Thank you. Back to you, Ram.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Srishti. Before we move, I would like to request Dr. Mridul Kumar Sahni, Dr. Chandrakumani Singh, and Dr. Sahajanand Prasad Singh and Aswani to launch the report. I'm extremely sorry that not all of you have got the physical copy of the report, but I believe that you must have the electronic version of the report. And if you don't, we will share with you after this event. So may I request those who are having the physical copy of the report just to basically show on the camera just for a record that we are launching this report today. Aswani, you also have that report?
I do have.
Yeah, can you just, yeah. And anyways, you can also take basically a picture if you want to use it for a social media purpose.
Yes, sir.
Can you make this a side?
Yeah.
The other side.
Yeah. Is it done? Because I couldn't see the report. So.
Yes, sir. Picture taken.
Done. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Great. Thank you. Before we move to the technical presentation, as I said earlier, Honorable Health Minister Sri Mangal Pandey was supposed to attend this webinar, but because of some work, he couldn't come. We have a small video message from him, so we would like to play it out. Aswani, please play the video of Honorable Health Minister.
Yes, sir. Just a moment. Are you able to see my screen?
No, Ashwini.
Okay, I'll try again.
That started.
Okay.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
सेंटर फॉर एनवायरमेंट एंड एनर्जी डेवलपमेंट के द्वारा जो पावरिंग हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर थ्रू डीआरआई इन बिहार कार्यक्रम किया जा रहा है और उसमें आपने मुझे 2 शब्द कहने का अवसर दिया है, इसके लिए मैं आपको धन्यवाद देता हूँ। निश्चित रूप से अक्षय ऊर्जा एक ऐसी ऊर्जा है जिसके माध्यम से हम शक्ति प्राप्त करते हैं और उस ऊर्जा के माध्यम से समाज के विभिन्न संस्थानों में ऐसे चीजों का विकास करते हैं जिसके माध्यम से हम बेहतर काम कर सकते हैं। और अक्षय ऊर्जा प्रकृति के द्वारा दिया हुआ ऊर्जा है। अक्षय ऊर्जा प्राकृतिक स्रोतों से प्राप्त ऊर्जा है जिसके कारण लागत भी कम आता है, खर्च कम होता है और जो हमें ऊर्जा मिलती है उसमें हम बेहतर प्रबंधन कम खर्च पर कर पाते हैं। अस्पतालों में भी कम खर्च में बेहतर प्रबंधन हो, इस दिशा में स्वास्थ्य विभाग ने सोचा है और काम कर रहा है। हमारे कई अस्पतालों में इस अक्षय ऊर्जा के माध्यम से काम किए जा रहे हैं और अक्षय ऊर्जा के द्वारा संस्थानों में बेहतर व्यवस्थाएं दी जा रही हैं। इस कोरोना के संकट के समय में और भी जरूरत है कि हम नीचे स्तर तक के स्वास्थ्य संस्थानों में इसका ज्यादा से ज्यादा उपयोग कर सके। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में हम सब लोग बेहतर तरीके से काम कर रहे हैं और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री नीतीश कुमार जी का यह बराबर सोच रहा है कि इस अक्षय ऊर्जा का हम ज्यादा से ज्यादा इस्तेमाल करें और संस्थानों को इससे आच्छादित करें। मैं एक बार फिर से सेंटर फॉर एनवायरमेंट एंड एनर्जी डेवलपमेंट को धन्यवाद देता हूं कि ऐसे विशेष कार्य के लिए आपने इस परिचर्चा का आयोजन किया है।
Thank you, Ashwani. We have had, in fact, a very good interaction with the health minister, and he was quite positive of basically working towards a special program to promote renewable in the health sector. And in fact, we also have had a discussion with the Principal Secretary, Health Department, Mr. Pratyay Amrit as well. And he also happens to be the Energy Secretary, so he understood the whole concept really well. And we are looking forward to have support from the government of Bihar, for health sector in a big way. So anyway, we will keep all of you updated about whatever the initiative and the announcement made by the government of Bihar in coming month. Moving forward, we have a small presentation from our technical expert, Mr. Ashwani. He will be introducing about the key findings or the salient feature of this report. So Ashwani, please go ahead, and you have say like about 4 to 5 minutes to introduce this particular report. So please focus only on the key findings and the salient feature. Ashwani, please.
Thank you, sir. Just a moment. So the name of the report as it goes is Powering Health Infrastructure through DRE in Bihar. So the basic objective of this whole report was to map out the true potential of DRE, which can help the whole health sector of Bihar, and in turn bring out the new job opportunities which it can create, as well as the potential investment required to bring that change. So overall objective of this whole thing was to shift towards the cleaner solutions so that better health services could be reached. So we went through a number of processes where we did some primary research and we interacted with health professionals, RE developers, and we had some secondary research done where reports by the government agencies, private organizations were listed out and shared and thoroughly scanned. The whole of health value chain was also analyzed so that we could understand where there is a gap in between the policies and the schemes which presently exist under the government. That was analyzed, and in turn we got to know about what are the gaps which the whole of the health value chain has, and which in turn gave us the true potential which DRE can actually possess, and the jobs it can create, and the carbon savings which it can bring to the whole of the state. Right. So coming to the just small facts, if you see the Bihar, the health mortality rate, infant mortality rate is quite high as compared to the national mortality rate. It's around 46.8. And even the under 5 mortality rate goes at a much higher rate, which is around 55, 56. So overall, if you see the health scenario in Bihar is not at a very good situation. And as per a report of World Bank, it stands at around 20th position, which is almost the last, it's close to last positions in terms of health infrastructure and the services in all over India. The institutional birth rate is still 76.2%, and the human development index is way lesser than the national average, and it is 0.576. So coming back to the infrastructural gap, if you see the sub-centers, the PSCs, the CSCs, all have a shortfall of more than 40%, 50%. If you see the sub-centers has a shortfall of 53%, PSCs has a shortfall of 46%, and CSCs has a shortfall of 83%. So there is large infrastructure gap in between in the state, which is very much required to provide good health services all over the state. And this in turn reflects in the rural population, which is covered by the sub-centers, PSCs or the CSCs. If you see the numbers is for sub-centers lies around 10,000, and for PSCs around 55,000, and for CSC it is around 7 lakh. It's quite high. As was also in the start of the meeting, Rama also pointed out that many PSCs, CSCs, and sub-centers are not operational 24/7, and that is due to lack of facilities, infrastructure such as reliable electricity. They don't have a good facilities in them. They don't have residential quarters for the health workers or the doctors. They don't have a regular water supply. And the numbers you can see on the screen can easily signify what is the difference and why is it required. And this is the key area where DRE can play a key role in actually increasing this number in a good way, so that health services could be improved. As of now, we have seen that the health is a key sector and it needs operation 24/7. And for that, we need reliable electricity. And it is due to this insufficiency that the doctors has a huge load. As per a survey, it says that a government doctor serves around 28,000 people, which is a huge. So while going through the whole of health value chain, pre-admission, admission, care and treatment, recovery, and monitoring and follow-up, which is basically a health value chain of the sector, you can see DRE has a scope in all. Means in pre-admission, if we talk about, there is a cold chain and refrigeration unit, which is required for blood banks, which is required for vaccines. It is DRE-based mobile test centers can be installed, which can actually serve or benefit the people more. DRE-powered clinics, pharmacy stores, cold chains, lightning purposes, and these all sorts of things which you can see on the screen is possible through DRE. And one of the key major, if you see value chain, which lies as cold chain for vaccine refrigeration storage, power and lightning, communication, which is very much required, sterilization, water treatment and hygiene is required for powering the electrical equipments, for mobile medical units where the ambulances can be, where the e-vehicles or the ambulances can be run through solar. Baby body warmers, which is a key requirement as per IPHS guidelines, is missing in most of the health centers due to lack of electricity. This is something which should be taken up by the health centers and on a priority basis. And this is not what this is what the survey speaks about, but this is also what we have felt when we talked with few health centers which are currently operating on solar. As of now, if I share you one story, it's about Khurji Holy Family Hospital, which is running a 10 kilowatt solar power plant for last 5 to 6 years, and it has improved its health services to a considerable amount. And the most impressive thing about this is the whole of operation and maintenance is done by their people itself. And in the last 5 to 6 years, they haven't seen any issues with the plant. So this is something which it's a learning point for all the health centers. Health services can be improved through this solar power plant because you'll have better electricity all around the clock. Diesel, you won't be requiring diesel gensets, which would again add to the carbon emission. So this is something which we can move on, and in turn it would benefit in terms of electricity bills, which would be lower. You would be helping in the reducing the carbon footprints in the state. I also have one more recent example of a COVID care center of Bistek Hospital of Masodi, Patna. Anyways, we have a panelist, Dr. Ravi Kant, who would be speaking more about it. But this is a facility which is operating a 15 kilowatt solar power plant, and it is totally an off-grid. There is no electricity connection to it, and they are providing the services through this 15 kilowatt solar power plant, which is operational 24/7. It has provided better services to the staffs and the patients. And one of the key learning factors of this model was that it was an eco-friendly model, and they used energy efficient building materials and the equipments. Energy efficient equipments and energy efficient building materials combined, it suggests a proper planning from the scratch. So, and the best part was that they were very much ensured about the safety of their health equipment, which is an cost intensive factor for all of them. So these are, Dr. Ravikant would be highlighting more on this, but I won't be speaking much on this. So these are some key benefits of these two case studies, if we say, or the examples we can say where DRE is operating in a successful manner. In terms of the findings, if we say about what we found about is that DRE has a potential to create 266 megawatt only in the health sector, with an investment potential of around 2,500 crores, which is a huge amount for one sector. It would help in creating jobs for around 13,000 people, and it would also help in this carbon savings of 11 lakhs tons of CO2 emissions. So this is something which is something which the government, which all of us should see what this potential can bring. And in this would in fact help in bringing or help in improving the health services, thereby providing reliable electricity to all the health centers. What would be required basically, if we talk about the recommendations, it would be a well-defined roadmap or a policy framework to make this happen. And since it requires huge amount of investment, it would also require the government to spend certain more amount of money of around 8% of the GDP to for this the health sector, and obviously other organizations such as government, private foundations should come forward and help the state to support in financially. And and to take this forward, the most important thing is the convergence of the departments, because if we talk about rural energy and health, these three departments are interlinked to each other, and a convergent role is very much required by all departments to actually help each other to take it forward. A dedicated program would be a much needed thing if the government comes up with such kind of installations, because there have been few installation of solar power plant in the past in the district hospitals, but it has been in a limited number. And since the number is huge, a dedicated program with financial support should definitely be taken by the government, and it should be with the capacity building of the health staffs, because as we saw in the last examples, health staffs can themselves operate the whole power plant themselves. It is not a very much, because since there is no moving parts, it's not a much difficult to actually get trained and do the regular operation and maintenance. And it would also help in actually upkeep of this power plant for larger time. So those were the key recommendations the reports talks about. I think I'll hand over to Rama for further taking it forward.
Okay, thanks, Aswani. Thanks a lot for talking about the findings of the report. As you said, I mean, just to capture for the audience, as you said, that the electricity is one of the key infrastructural bottlenecks as far as this report is concerned. And we found that 50% of medical facilities in Bihar are not operational 24/7 because of lack of access to the electricity. And may I request people to keep their mic mute? Yeah. And at the same time, we see a DRE playing a major role in order to energize the health facilities and transform the health infrastructure in Bihar. As the report also talked about that there are 266 megawatt of additional electricity can be generated through the DRE application if all the health facility in Bihar has to adopt DRE. And with the investment of 2,500 crore, and then it also talks about creating additional jobs of 13,000. So I think it's a fantastic proposition for government of Bihar to consider. We'll definitely work with them to take it forward, but that for later on. As of now, we have a very special guest and a speaker, Dr. Ravikant Singh Ji. He is the one who is the founder director for Doctors for You. And we have a very inspiring story that he's running a COVID care center in Patna, which is run by Renewable. We would like to hear from Dr. Ravikant Ji, like how the renewable energy is helping his medical facility and how it can be further replicated in the other parts of the Bihar. So I will ask and request Dr. Ravikant Ji to speak about his experience of renewable energy, energizing his medical facility. Sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ramapati ji, for inviting me for this. And this is one very interesting area where we started working since last almost 3 years. And thanks to Selco Foundation who introduced us to this, the power of, I would say, solar energy. And frankly, मैं भी ये बोलना चाहूँगा, initially I was also as a doctor हम लोग we never talk to different sector people, but I'm a big fan of Mr. Harish Hande, so I used to listen his talk, and we started working together. So almost 2-2.5 साल पहले we first installed one I think 3-4 megawatt power this solar plate, and started our like few the maternity room and few the doctor's quarter and one water heater. एंड मेरे दिमाग में भी कहीं ना कहीं पहले ये था कि सोलर है, चलेगा नहीं चलेगा, बहुत प्रॉब्लम होगा, बहुत महंगा होगा. But when I started using this solar power system, and in fact my parent also used one of the room, my father also used to stay at my village. So it was so smooth that sometime at Patna we face electricity problem, but at Masari village we have never faced any problem almost for the more than 1 year. And the maintenance and services provided by Selco was also very good. Breakdown तो कभी वैसा कुछ हुआ नहीं. अगर कोई issue हो तो you just have to make one call and they will come and get it done, like repair work अगर लगता है तो. वैसा मेरे को याद नहीं है कि अभी तक ऐसा मेजर कोई लगा. So after that we got very interested, and then this last year COVID strike. So we then they and in the initial stage of COVID only we realized that this is going to last very long, more than probably 2-3 years, and exactly that is happening. So, and the cost of running COVID center is extremely high. In fact, in Delhi, we have converted the 500-bedded Commonwealth Game Stadium into COVID care center, and the electricity cost to run the center per month is huge, more than lakhs of rupees. So, but here compared to the Delhi or other center, यहाँ पे तो वैसा कुछ हुआ ही नहीं. Means our electricity cost reduced significantly, and I just want to highlight the personally, if you ask me as a doctor, which aspect of the solar energy attract you most, or doctor who is somebody working at the grassroots level. If you see doctors for you, हमारा main जो you can say USP, we are mainly into implementation, PHC सब center और बहुत हुआ तो district hospital level, उससे नीचे ही हम लोग काम करते हैं. And one problem we were constantly facing is breakdown of very costly medical devices because of voltage fluctuation. With solar energy, we never, अभी तक मेरे को याद नहीं है कि कोई भी solar पे चलने वाला equipment में कोई problem आया हो. In fact, the one of the COVID testing machine we called TrueNet machine. It's a 16 lakh rupees a small printer type equipment, and we are running it on solar. We consider it safer to run on solar than putting it somewhere in some other center. Like मुजफ्फरपुर में वो पहले था जो कि ग्रिड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पे है. मैंने शिफ्ट किया इमीडिएटली उसको मसारी, बिकॉज ये बहुत कॉस्टली है. अगर फ्लक्चुएट होगा तो वो फिर डैमेज हो सकता है. So this is the one aspect. I'll give you another example why I'm highlighting this. You know SDH, Sub-Divisional Hospital, Danapur. वहाँ पे in 2014-15 we were working with Care India and Bihar government to upgrade the maternity wing, and AC काम नहीं करता था, बहुत सारे इक्विपमेंट, बिकॉज वो ट्रांसफार्मर नहीं था उस हॉस्पिटल के लिए. एंड यू वोंट बिलीव, मैं और हमारी जो गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट थी, हम लोग एक दिन जा करके वो इंजीनियरिंग डिपार्टमेंट में जो है ना, वहाँ डॉक्टर बैठ के रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं कि सर प्लीज इंस्टॉल सेपरेट ट्रांसफार्मर for this SDH Danapur so that we can start our routine work. And ये fluctuation जो है, वो जो damage होता है, that is costing huge. And if you do the deep assessment, you will realize that बहुत सारे purchase जो equipment के हो जाते हैं और वो voltage fluctuation के कारण वैसे ही खराब होता है, and government system में फिर उतना क्विकली रिपेयर का मैकेनिज्म नहीं है, वो फिर वैसे ही सो दैट इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग ऑफ solar energy which we realize. And I read your report also, and this is another thing I learned today is the job creation. Like only in Bihar we have potential of 266 megawatt and more than 13,000 jobs. So this is huge. Means I don't see any drawback or means I don't understand what is holding us in scaling up this model in Bihar and in other states across India. Just for your information, in Bihar, we are running 17 Anganwadi center totally on solar. आंगनवाड़ी में तो बिजली का प्रोविजन ही नहीं है, नॉट ओनली इन बिहार, बाकी जगह पे भी. एंड आंगनवाड़ी से तो स्टार्ट होता है. अगर हेल्थ की बात करते हैं तो ABC स्टार्ट होता है, because you have to do immunization, ENC checkup, everything at Anganwadi. And if there is no electricity, then how you can do all these things? Two hospital, one COVID hospital, Masari, is totally on solar. And now you know, I'm now into Government of India. I'm establishing 100-bed cancer hospital in Muzaffarpur under Department of Atomic Energy. And I'm very happy to announce that here also, our OPD block is totally on solar. Probably after 2 days, we will start that OPD. It is also running on solar. So now I am one of the biggest fan, and wherever possible, I am pushing this use of decentralized renewable energy. Thank you.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर रविकांत जी. आई मीन इट्स वेरी इंस्पायरिंग. ये सुन के मुझे भी काफी अच्छा लग रहा है. एंड वी नीड चैंपियन लाइक यू नो who could talk about the importance of solar energy. और मैं आपको बात बताऊं, मैं गया में कुछ एक दिन पहले गया हुआ था, तो वहां पर एक डॉक्टर ने हार्ट का ऑपरेशन, लाइक इन ए क्रिटिकल ऑपरेशन थिएटर, एंड आई वाज सरप्राइज्ड दैट ही वाज रनिंग द एंटायर ऑपरेशन थिएटर ऑन द सोलर. and that was really inspiring. आंगनबाड़ी की जहां तक आपने बात की, हमने गया के गांव में ये देखा ठंड के दिनों में हाल फिलहाल में कि वहां पर एक सोलर वाटर हीटर लगा हुआ था. तो गांव की जितने भी महिलाएं थी अपने छोटे बच्चों को गर्म पानी से नहाने के लिए वो आंगनबाड़ी सेंटर में लेकर आए थे. एंड इट वाज रियली लाइक वेरी हार्टफेल काइंड ऑफ ए सिचुएशन, जहां पर मुझे रियलाइज हुआ कि अगर हम अपने सारे आंगनबाड़ी सेंटर में मैंडेटरी अगर सोलर एप्लीकेशन को अगर बाई पॉलिसी और प्रोग्राम इसको अडॉप्ट करें तो हेल्थ सर्विसेज में काफी ज्यादा बढ़ोतरी बिहार में हो सकती है. खैर, ये सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा रविकांत कि आप खुद सोलर को ना ही केवल आप इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, बट वी वांट एक्चुअली पीपल लाइक यू टू टॉक अबाउट दिस एज वेल, बिकॉज द प्रॉब्लम इन द सेक्टर ऑल्सो is that how do we spread the word for the usage of renewable energy in the health sector. Thanks a lot, Doctor. Moving forward, since Dr. Sajanand Prasad Singh has to go for some critical operation, so we will not hold him for too long. So I'm changing the order for speakers, though he was supposed to speak last as a chief guest, but since he has to go, I am inviting Dr. Sajanand Prasad to share his thought, because his association, Indian Medical Association, has a huge role to play as far as adopting DRE for health sector as a policy matter within his association, and to encourage many members and association as a part of IMA to adopt renewable energy, even by 10%, 15%. If everybody start doing that, that will be really great. So I would like to invite Dr. Sajanand Prasad Singh to share his thought as how IMA can help taking DRE forward as far as the health sector is concerned. Sir.
Sajanand sir, you can speak. I think his screen has freezed.
He's in hospital or?
Yes, sir, probably. I think he is rejoining again.
Okay. shall we? Anyway, I think let him rejoin. So I'm moving, Swani, right? Okay. So going forward, before Dr. Sahajanand Prasad joins, I would like to invite Srishti once again, Ms. Srishti Mahajan from Shakti Sustainable Energy Foundation, to talk about what kind of policy and financial incentive that will be required for a state like Bihar if DRE has to be adopted as a policy, as a program. So Srishti, please go ahead and share your thought as far as the policy and financial incentives are concerned.
Right, Rama. I am myself quite inspired with Ravikant ji's experience. बहुत कम डॉक्टर्स होते हैं जो इसको प्रोपोगेट करते हैं सोलर को, एंड जिनका एक्सपीरियंस यहाँ पे वो जो शेयर कर रहे हैं, आई थिंक इट विल बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर एवरी अदर डॉक्टर एंड सर्विस प्रोफेशनल जो यहाँ आए हैं. टू योर क्वेश्चन रमा, in terms of policy, I think मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ एंड फैमिली वेलफेयर ने ऑलरेडी एक फ्रेमवर्क सेट किया हुआ है अंडर नेशनल रूरल हेल्थ मिशन. उन्होंने एक ऑलरेडी रोड मैप क्रिएट किया हुआ है विच आई थिंक द बिहार स्टेट गवर्नमेंट मस्ट टेक लेवरेज ऑफ, एंड उसको यूज करके बिहार गवर्नमेंट आज के टाइम पे एक मैंडेट क्रिएट कर सकता है टू इलेक्ट्रीफाई दीज हेल्थ सेंटर्स विद सोलर एंड नॉट प्रोपोगेट DG sets. What is currently happening in these health centers is that the state government themselves are taking out tenders for these health centers where electricity provision is not available. So instead of propagating these tenders, I think to begin with is to make use of the framework that NRHM already provides the state, and to stop these tendering of DG sets, and to come out with a 100% मैंडेट कि आप इन हेल्थ सेंटर्स को इलेक्ट्रीफाई करना चाहते हो. आई थिंक वन एडवोकेसी, वन एनकरेजमेंट फ्रॉम द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट विल गिव कॉन्फिडेंस इन all the block managers of these health centers to at least start exploring opportunities in solar. वो ताकि एटलीस्ट कुछ वेंडर्स से बात करना स्टार्ट करे. इफ देयर इज नो एडवोकेसी बाय द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट थ्रू दिस मैंडेट, आई थिंक इट बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू start a bottom top approach. That is to begin with. Second, while every state submits an annual budget for health to MOHFW at central level, हर state का हर साल में एक annual budget बनता है. उसमें line item under infrastructure, I think the state government can definitely put some money aside for installing solar plants at health centers जो completely impoverished state में हैं. And lastly, I think there is a need to combine the health related policies that exist at MOHFW and energy related policies that are housed at MNRE level or Bihar ke case mein at State Electricity Department, and let's try to work towards a shared goal of improving healthcare services using RE solutions. क्या होता है जब दो अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट काम कर रहे होते हैं, दे आर ऑल वर्किंग फॉर वन गोल. The MNRE is working to improve RE solutions and NHM is working to improve healthcare services. So दोनों का गोल तरीके अलग हो सकते हैं, but the goal is to improve healthcare outcomes using RE solutions. So let's work with the state electricity and state health department and come out with a common mandate where you're trying to work on a shared goal. आप MNRE की सब्सिडी स्कीम भी यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं. MNRE provides a subsidy scheme on solar rooftop, and आप नेशनल रूरल हेल्थ मिशन के अंडर उनका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन फ्रेमवर्क अडॉप्ट कर सकते हैं. In terms of finance, I think there is no one specific answer how we can deploy DRE at these health centers, but I think I can give it a shot by saying that first of all, there are different means. One is the National Health Mission's allocation funds that goes to every state. Second, there is district mineral fund, there is local panchayat budgets that can be looked at. Third, there is an obvious opportunity to leverage funds from large corporations using their CSR budgets. And of course, we can also go to private foundations. But I think the success to, as you said, mass demonstration or mass deployment will only come through a perfect PPP model, wherein using a public entity like a state health department or MOHFW or MNRE, unke mandate pe we invite private developers, we invite private financiers to help us deploy these solar rooftop systems at health centers and use natural market mechanisms to reduce the cost. क्योंकि सब्सिडी भी एक टाइम तक वैलिड रहेगी, एक टाइम तक फ्रूटफुल रहेगी, उसके आगे वी नीड टू क्रिएट ऑटोमेटेड मार्केट मैकेनिज्म्स ताकि हेल्थ सेंटर्स पे ये टेंडरिंग ऑटोमेटिक हो जाए. Secondly, I feel just if we want to go central level, I think Bihar government can actually try to understand the energy use in these health facilities as per IPHS norms. If we actually have to implement it on a large scale, let's first try to do a facility level survey where we are understanding ki energy use kis type ki hai, so that we can optimize our solar systems accordingly when we are designing them. And we aggregate the demand. We do not go in the market individually. आज आप 10 PHCs को electrify कर देंगे, लेकिन उससे हमारा objective solve नहीं हो रहा है to scale this. Like Ravikant ji said कि वो हमेशा कोशिश करते हैं कि जिसको भी वो influence कर सके वो try करते हैं, but he can only do so in his limited capacity. So if we aggregate this demand, go to MOHFW with a RESCO model, not a CAPEX model. The government, I think, will resist if we go with a CAPEX model where they have to fund 100% of the capital deployment. So let's go with a RESCO model. Let's find few empaneled vendors in Bihar and go to MOHFW to fund them partially, and let's use the MNRE ka subsidy scheme. I think this is one of the ways where we can actually do a mass deployment of DRE in a few districts. That would be my take on this.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Srishti. I think well said, actually. I mean, one of the point which I also think that it has to be promoted in a big way, because like the provision of DG set in all the health center is there. I mean, just by taking away that and replacing with diesel, and the costing of the running a DG set versus running a solar plant is like a huge difference, you know. So that is something quite tangible and can be done, say, like in a very short-term basis if government decides. Likewise, also the annual budget and all, the provision within the annual budget. और साथ ही साथ ये बात तो बिल्कुल सही है कि जब तक हम सारे डिमांड को एग्रीगेट कर एक लार्जर स्टेट लेवल का एक कार्यक्रम अगर ना बनाए तो इन बिट्स एंड पीसेस इस कार्यक्रम को ले जाना काफी ही मुश्किल होगा. और इसको लेकर जो आपने जो बात अभी कही है, इन सारी सब बातों को भी लेकर it has to be a part of the advocacy program going forward as far as the Bihar is concerned on the policy and financing. Subsidy is one of the controversial thing which I know that there are many developers who also have joined this webinar. So maybe during the question and answer we'll discuss, because there are issues and concerns related to the subsidy. So maybe we need to find, I mean, subsidy of course has to be there. I mean, but are there other way out? For example, the RESCO is the best way forward actually, you know, so how, or the other PPE model which we can promote. So we will discuss maybe during the discussion. But thanks a lot, Srishti, once again for sharing your thought as far as the policy and financial mechanism is concerned. Moving forward, Ashwani, has Dr. Sajanand sir joined back, or
Yes.
is he still not there?
He has joined.
Yeah, okay. So may I request Dr. Sajanand Prasad Singh, the National President, Indian Medical Association. Sir, I welcome you to this webinar, and we are very keen to hear your thoughts for this particular issue and how the Indian Medical Association will convince and you know your members to adopt DRE in a big way in order to improve the health services in the state. Sir.
Very good subject. I have to say that the DRE system is very much key role of in healthcare for the India. About 5 lakhs members of IMA in India, about 5 lakhs. So I will propagate this solar system all part of the country. Very good. Solar system is very, very essential in rural area and in urban area also. In medical colleges or other part of the private hospitals, where the 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours or 10 minutes electricity used to go. So this solar system will, power system will apply, then that this type of problem we will not get. So I assure you, this solar system I will propagate.
Sir, you are mute, sir. Ashwani, it seems sir is mute actually.
Sir, you are mute. Can you unmute yourself?
सर अपने आप को अनम्यूट कर लीजिए सर.
By mistake, I believe he has pressed the mute button.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hello. You are hearing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You are hearing?
Yeah,
Yes,
now,
yes, we can hear now, sir.
हाँ हाँ, इस आपका सिस्टम बहुत 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 सक्सेसफुल है और कुर्जी ही नहीं, पटना मेडिकल कॉलेज, नालंदा मेडिकल, ऑल पार्ट ऑफ द स्टेट में इस सिस्टम को लागू करना चाहिए और रूरल एरिया में खास करके जहाँ हेल्थ सेंटर्स वगैरह है वहाँ बहुत लागू करना चाहिए. हम पूरे कंट्री में हमारे जो 5 लाख मेंबर हैं, हर मीटिंग में सोलर के बारे में हम बताएंगे और सोलर सिस्टम हमको सिस्टम को प्रोवाइड करेंगे. सो आपने बहुत अच्छा सब्जेक्ट चुना है जो हेल्थ केयर के लिए, जनहित के लिए बहुत अच्छी चीज है. ठीक है बस.
थैंक यू सर.
थैंक यू.
थैंक्स अ लॉट सर. ये बहुत ही जरूरी है क्योंकि हम लोगों को अक्षय ऊर्जा और खासकर डीआरई की बात को लोगों तक पहुंचाने के लिए, एंड इट्स वेरी हार्टनिंग टू नो दैट कि आप अपने मेंबर जो 5 लाख हैं, जो इट्स अ ह्यूज नंबर आई वुड से, and nothing better than that if Indian Medical Association takes initiative to propagate the importance of DRE and how it can help improving the health services in Bihar or elsewhere in the country. That will be really, really great. And thanks a lot for offering us to basically, and we can jointly, because we are also working with Indian Medical Association in Bihar, with AIIMS Patna and others to basically propagate the message of DRE. So we are very delighted to hear that, sir. Moving forward, may I invite now डॉक्टर मृदुल कुमार साहनी जी को, जो कि बिहार वॉलंटरी हेल्थ एसोसिएशन के प्रेसिडेंट भी हैं और इनसे भी हमें काफ़ी उम्मीद है. मुझे याद है अभी चुनाव के समय जब हम एक आउटरीच कैंपेन कर रहे थे तो बिहार वॉलंटरी हेल्थ एसोसिएशन के साथ हमें एक हेल्थ डायलॉग भी करने का मौका मिला था. और साथ ही साथ जब हम पूरे बिहार में जब हमने हेल्थ डायलॉग किया था तो करीब 200 ऐसे हॉस्पिटल्स थे जिन्होंने रजिस्टर्ड किया था अपने आप को डीआरई सॉल्यूशन से अडॉप्ट करने के लिए. तो वो काफ़ी हार्टनिंग था. और हम जानना चाहेंगे डॉक्टर मृदुल जी से कि बिहार वॉलंटरी हेल्थ एसोसिएशन, जिनके पास एक विशाल नेटवर्क है हेल्थ प्रोफेशनल का, हेल्थ प्रैक्टिशनर का, तो कैसे हम वहां पर रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी और खासकर डीआरई को प्रमोट कर सकते हैं, सर?
Thank you, Ramapati ji, for your undertaking this nice topic on this in this webinar. Most esteemed personalities, Sri Ramapati Kumar ji, Chief Executive Officer at the SEED, Mr. Ashwani Ashok ji, Head of the RE and SEED, and Ravikant Singh, Founder for Doctor for You, Mr. Srishti Mahajan, and Dr. Chandramani Singh, and Dr. Shahjanand Prasad Singh, President for the National Executive, National President for the IMA. It is a wonderful opportunity for me to be the part of witnessing the report launching on transforming health infrastructure through decentralized renewable energy DRE in Bihar. Friends, it is providing health care on a larger scale to reach every corner of the state with uniformity is the most gigantic task and needs understanding of the individual's life residing in a particular locality. Health and disease are very much dependent on proportional to the local nature and locally available resources. There are abundance of nature of resources which are variable in nature but have similarity in utilizations. These local resources are evergreen and available since their inception. They have compatibility with local environment and easily get understood by the local inhabitants. Same energy finds different sources at local level. In consideration to their cost effectiveness, one of the most essential component of health care system comes to minimum when they are utilized with uniformity. Attempts to implement external sources in the name of equality will always find most difficult task in terms of their understanding in applicability and cost effectiveness. Sustainability is the most important matters which depends on applied features in terms of awareness and implementation. Reaching to each individual's health with equal benefit by governance system need promotion of local resources by way of bringing awareness and upgradation of their application with use of advanced technological adaptations. Understanding of natural phenomena of life within a social environment and anthropological features are matter of policy decision for consideration by governance system of the nation at central point and implementation at the local variable way will always only bring uniform health care to be the most sustainable. It is diversity with uniformity aspect of nature only helps to have better application to reach every individual on larger scale of varied community throughout the country. Adaptations comes with bringing simillimum nature together with everlasting effect and comprehensibility at every level of the society. In Bihar context, the rural health statistic which has been presented by you indicates that it lags behind in terms of fulfilling the basic services and infrastructural arrangement in many health centers in village level. Access to quality energy has been a bigger problem in these centers at about 64.5% of their do not have the reliable and quality electric supply. With the efforts made by the present governance system in Bihar, the state has great improvement as observed from the National Family Health Survey in the past few decades. Now coming to BVHA, which is a state level networking organization committed for community health promotions. It has a strong network of 400 plus civil organizations in Bihar, including charitable hospital and dispensary. As a renewable energy is the only alternative source of energy, which can reduce the burden on various energy generations material. Bihar Voluntary Health Association, being a state level network organizations, can contribute to promote to renewable energy. Bihar participations can be involved in various ways. We can have a orientation of the BVHA networking organizations. Then we can call for a sensitization meeting with the different stakeholders at divisional level. We have the facility to facilitate study in different governments' health facility. We are fully equipped with the need assessment of the on this topic and prepare a probable blueprint. Then it is also important that community awareness program with the involvement of its network involvement is required. And we with our network members and the partners have a great opportunity to share the information among all. And it is also necessary involvement of the high school and college students through the various way, like making the speech, debate, rally, etc. This will bring more awareness among the younger generations in adaptations and moving towards the most genuine topics of the current time. Then interface with the various spokespersons and chairpersons of political parties is also required, and we had been involved in such activity for the different issues, and we are also we can get involved with these things. So interface with the concerned government officials, and then finally it is also required to prepare and develop a demonstration field, etc. In our state, BVHA networking experience since more than last 50 years, we observe Bihar is rightly poised for the new approach in solarization of the healthcare with health energy. With integration at the last state assembly elections has been political and public consciousness on the DRE solutions for overall human development, development of the new state government in power also made promises accordingly. The crisis of COVID-19 has also compelled the government and policymakers to rethink the current state of health affairs and devote more resources for strengthening the public health facility. This makes ample opportunity for a solarization process which will address the twin objective of enhancing energy security in the health institutions and simultaneously increase access to the health services to the people in dire needs. We thank SEED and Shakti Sustainable Energy Foundations for undertaking most challenging tasks and assure on behalf of BVHA to extend all supports in their venture by providing our services in terms of personal and infrastructure. So thank you very much and we are always with you, and we hope whenever we are called for, our services will be available to the DRE and the SSE. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Mridul sir. Yes, we are very much inspired by hearing your kind word that BVHA will also take up this issue in its portfolio. And as I know that you have a big network of professionals in the state, and that will be really, really great to join hand with BVHA in order to take this issue forward. Going forward, I would now like to invite Dr. Chandramani Singh from the AIIMS Patna. SEED has been working with AIIMS Patna for almost for the last 3 years now on various issues, also on air pollution, now with the DRE for the health sector. So Doctor, we would like to hear from you, and especially since you are the head of Department Community and Family Medicine, and our report also had one finding that this area where the community and family medicine, there is a huge issue of access to the electricity, especially at the bottom of the pyramid. So how do you see DRE helping the health sector, and especially the community and family, part of the health services?
Yes, sir. Actually, Dr. Singh wasn't able to join. There is an urgent meeting. He just messaged me that he has to go to the meeting. So
okay. So he's not here. Okay, no issue. It would have been really nice to hear from him because there were certain area where DRE has a major role to play, especially on the community and family medicine. But nevertheless, since he's not here, so I think we are done with our panelists as of now. And before opening for a question and answer session, let me just see the chat messages. So yeah, so one of the common requests that I can see from the people about the report. So yes, we will share the report with all of you, the electronic version of the report. And yeah, that is one message that I can see. And apart from that, there are related to. Okay, so so Sal, now we are opening for question and answer or any other thought that people would like to share. We don't have much of time. So for example, we have say like about 20 minutes, Aswani?
Yes, sir.
So we have 20 minutes for a discussion. So first, I would like to request if anyone has any question from the panelists, they can go ahead and ask. So, or just flag up their name. I will just.
We also have Sanjeev Jain, who is basically from Chhattisgarh. Actually, he has an experience of around 1400 solar power plant installed in Chhattisgarh.
Yes,
so
yes.
Good to hear from him as well.
Right.
Good morning, all.
Yes. So, Mr.
Sanjeev Jain, Chief Engineer. Are you hearing me? मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, sir. We are able.
Yes, sir. You are quite audible.
Good morning, all of you, and thanks to SEED for giving me the opportunity. In fact, I am Sanjeev Jain, Chief Engineer in Chhattisgarh Renewable Energy Development Agency, is a nodal agency of MNRE, propagating the renewable energy program in the Chhattisgarh states after formation of the state from the Madhya Pradesh in 2001, in fact. Since last 15 years, we have installed about more than 1,350 health solar power plant, off-grid solar power plant in the health centers with support of the state government and NHM. In fact, we were doing the village electrification program, and what we found that in most of the health facilities or institutions like health centers and educational centers and Anganwadi and hostels, they were not electrified, they were not covered under the scheme of MNRE or REC schemes. So because their main agenda is to provide the electricity to the consumer households. One single connection to the health centers, and we have observed that the provision of the electricity in the health centers improve their health facilities, healthcare services. In last 10 years, in 2015, till about 1,000 health centers we have electrified, and SEED WaliW is a NGO. They have observed that they had found that health centers with the provision of the solar power plant improve their healthcare facilities, maternity improvements and all fields. And with this, we have got award in 2018 from the Asdan Trust under the health and energy category. What we found that we should put the power plant in the health centers as an infrastructure, part of infrastructure. Mr. Richa said that the NHM, Ministry of Health, has given a guidelines to all states government, and we are getting fund from the state department and health centers from the health department to put a power plant in the health centers. And rest for the state government, we are installing the power plant, and we are maintaining the power plant. In fact, after 5 years of the warranty period, replacement of battery and other component is required much of investment, and we are getting regularly fund from the health department to maintain these systems, and we have a very robust O&M network in Chhattisgarh. We are maintaining our own these power plant and to provide the electricity in the health centers. So I can say that for the health centers, solar photovoltaic power plant is the most reliable and affordable solution to provide the electricity to access and health care services. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sanjeev ji. I mean, it's really good to know that one of the nodal agency, Chhattisgarh Renewable Development Agency, has taken such a massive role in order to electrifying the health center through the solar. And we all know about it. And so thanks a lot for this good work. Keep doing that good work, and we'll also take a lot of learning and inspiration from Chhattisgarh to implement similar kind of thing in Bihar and elsewhere as well. Thank you. So now opening again for the question. Anyone has any question to ask from the panelists or to share their thought? Just raise your hand. I will call the name.
Sandhya ji would like to speak, I suppose.
I can't see the message, right? Okay.
I've left a message.
I can't see.
I've left a message on
okay.
the
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please go on. Yeah.
Yeah. My question is what Mr. Sahni, Dr. Sahni just said, that community involvement has to be there. Since I'm working in the urban, organic farm and farm laborers, especially the women, I wanted to know how can we do this? Can NGOs be involved in propagating this, these things? I run an NGO which is working for women empowerment and working on women farmers and fields. So how can we propagate this? Can NGOs be involved in propagating the need of these things? Or
yeah,
is
ma'am.
it
The
just
simple
only
answer.
for the medical line?
No. Simple. We are also an NGO, ma'am. So basically, to answer your question, yes, anyone can get involved in working on this particular issue. And definitely there are opportunity where we can engage with you as well. And in fact, we are going to do another convening on 25th of March. That is largely on DRE and agriculture. So maybe at that point of time, it could be, a good opportunity for us to connect with you. And that is a physical meeting, so that will happen in Patna. So we'll send you the invite. So please join that meeting, and we will basically discuss, and you will see how we can join and on this particular issue. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Rahul Mishra, you wanted to speak?
I wanted to speak something about her.
Ma'am, I will come to you, ma'am. But Rahul ji was before you, so just let him speak first, and then I will come to you, ma'am. Yeah.
It's okay.
If you don't mind, ma'am.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, sir. I'm Rahul. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I was having a small doubt, sir. Like when we are talking about like solar, when you all have seen this study, so you all might have find like solar is mainly recommended when electricity grid connection is there. Then you all have seen solar plus grid connection, or it is solar plus battery? Because I think maybe Ashwani sir can answer it. Like solar plus grid connection would be more feasible solution than solar off-grid solar if there is a grid connection there.
No. Both kind of
answer.
Both kind of solutions are feasible, as was already shared by Devnath ji also, and what Ravikant ji has also shared. So what Devnath ji shared was a grid-tied solution, and what Devnath ji, what Ravikant ji was sharing about was an off-grid solutions. And as you have already heard Ravikant ji saying that it is much cheaper than grid electricity, than the off-grid connection is much cheaper than the grid electricity provided to them. So I think both the systems are possible.
So I was thinking like he told like in a case of a diesel generator, like when diesel will be there.
Yeah. So I think Rahulji, what Aswani is saying that both the both the solution is possible, and I would say that there are also technical these things, so which we can also guide you or maybe provide you on the sideline of this program, right? Yeah. Okay. Who is the next, Aswani? Because I can't see anyone.
Nilesh Kumar had picked up his hand.
You only can see from your this thing, because I can't see anyone.
Nilesh ji, are you there? Nilesh Kumar?
Yes, sir. I am speaking from Gaya, the district program manager. हम लोग यहाँ सर गया में डीएम साहब के सहयोग से सर यहाँ पे
नीलेश जी थोड़ा सा रुके, आप अपना परिचय दे दे थोड़ा सा, और आप कहाँ पे से जुड़े हैं, क्या काम कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा बढ़िया होगा।
सर मेरा नाम नीलेश कुमार हुआ, मैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रोग्राम मैनेजर डिस्ट्रिक्ट सोसाइटी गया से बोल रहा हूँ। और हम लोग हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट के साथ एनएचएम के साथ काम कर रहे एनएचएम में है। और हम लोग सर यहाँ पे स्पेशल सारे हॉस्पिटल्स में जितने हमारे गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल हैं यहाँ पे, चाहे पीएचसी है, सीएचसी है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल है या फिर अनुमंडल जो हॉस्पिटल है, सारे जगह पे हम लोगों ने सोलर का पैनल बैठा रहे हैं थ्रू जो सेंट्रल असिस्टेंट स्कीम गया के लिए आता है, जो नक्सलवादी क्षेत्र होते हैं उसके लिए। तो उस स्कीम के थ्रू हम लोगों ने डीएम साहब के तरफ से सारे हॉस्पिटल जो पीएचसी है वहाँ पे लगभग 30 kVA का हम लोग ने सोलर एनर्जी का वहाँ पे बैठा रहे हैं। जो 6 हॉस्पिटल में लगभग मेरा काम खत्म हो चुका है। वहाँ पे आज के डेट में अगर कहें तो डीजी सेट का उपयोग अब रह नहीं गया, वहाँ पे बहुत कम हो गया है। अगर कभी ब्रेकडाउन बैटरी से होता है तभी हम लोग उसका उपयोग करते हैं, नहीं तो डीजी सेट का लगभग 6 हॉस्पिटल में लगभग कम हो गया है। तो उससे जो इलेक्ट्रिक का जो कंजम्पशन है वो भी बहुत कमा है। और हम लोग यहाँ पे एक पायलट के रूप में ले रहे थे, क्योंकि और कहीं गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल में यहाँ पे है नहीं, तो गया में हम लोगों ने काम शुरू किया था। और इसीलिए हम कुछ शेयर करना चाह रहे थे, क्योंकि और सारे हॉस्पिटल में लेगा तो उसके कारण जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का खपत है वो हम लोग को बचेगा और हम लोग एनर्जी को सेव कर पाएंगे।
थैंक यू नीलेश जी। Who is the next, Aswani?
Devnath Bera.
Ma'am wanted to speak. Devnath is there?
Means first let ma'am say speak, then I think Devnath ji can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am?
Myself, Akhleshwari Nath. I retired from Patna University as a head department of zoology. Thereafter, I joined Mahavir Cancer Sansthan as a head research for 8 years, and I completed number of mega project as a principal investigator in Mahavir Cancer Sansthan. After that, I joined in SS Hospital, Malai Pakri, Patna. So during this research period, I have visited number of dozen of primary health sector, secondary health sector, hospital of rural area and of urban area. So first of all, I want to answer question of ma'am about the agriculture. It was in March 2018, there was a report that India has a total installed power capacity of 333 gigawatt, of which 62.5 gigawatt comes from renewable. The esteemed solar energy potential of the country is 748 gigawatt. And the government has set a target of 100 gigawatt by 2022. And so far achieved only 17 gigawatt by the end of 2017. There is no report of further advancement. And of course, Bihar remain always, most of the time, at the bottom of the advancement. So this is the map of the agriculture. Now, I want to take you to a bigger side. If you consider,
ma'am, very briefly, ma'am, because this is not the issue, ma'am. We are talking about DRE and health. So if you have anything to basically to say related to how decentralized renewable energy can help in a health sector, agriculture, they are going to be a separate discussion, ma'am. As I said earlier, on 25th of March, there will be a separate discussion on DRE and agriculture. So quickly you can say, yeah. Quickly, you can close your remarks, ma'am.
For the health sector, we can replace by solar system the kerosene lamp and the lanterns and the biogas cooking and water energy. LPG fully entered, till LPG fully entered in rural area. So solar system is really very beneficial, and DRE should go on for this. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thanks, ma'am. May I go to the Devnath?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to all the panelists as well as the participants. I'll specifically first answer to the question that was asked in the panel. Before that, I'm Devnath Bera. I'm the CEO of Ranchi Partners, Management Consultants. This is a solar startup company, and we were invited by the government of Jharkhand way back in 2017 from the US to come and help and increase solar power in state of Jharkhand. So as far as the cost of kilowatt hour through solar generation, pure solar generation without battery, just with grid connected, it comes to about close to like 2 to 2.5 rupees per unit without subsidy. With subsidy, it comes to about 2.25 per unit. However, there was a question if battery is very expensive. Yes, battery is expensive compared to just pure solar. Now, when hospitals, especially hospital is a life-giving or life-engaging activity, so where life is of most importance, so under any cost, power has to be given so that the life running equipments can be maintained. So the hospitals typically, whether be it government or whether be in private, in case of absence of power, they run DG sets. So DG sets cost of operation per unit of power that they produce is about between 28 and 31 rupees per unit. This is a study we have done, and this can also be corroborated with the national study as by the Energy Research Institute, I guess. Now, with battery, the cost of expense for generating 1 unit of electricity, considering batteries only having a life of 5 years, including that cost, it is between 7 and 11 rupees. Now, grid cost, just the grid electricity cost between 6.5 to 7 in state of Jharkhand. And Bihar, I think it is pretty similar, except for in Maharashtra and Karnataka, where it is higher. So battery produced solar that is hybrid or even off grid is definitely cheaper than running hospital on a diesel generator set. So this is what I wanted to clarify. And if someone have any additional questions, I can take it. Thanks.
No issue. Okay, thanks a lot, Devnath. So basically, are there anyone else who would have any question from the panelists? I think most of the panelists, like also the doctor, have left the meeting. That's what I see, because we had asked them to be here for an hour. So if there are not any pressing questions and all, then you would like to close this particular webinar. I mean, is that the, Ashwani, I mean, are there any other audience who want to ask any question?
So I don't think we have, but we have Rakesh ji from EESL. If we can hear from him, then it would be also great.
No, so Rakesh ji, you would like to, I mean, of course, the Rakesh ji would be the last person to share his thought, but please share thoughts, sir, as far as the DRE and health is concerned, like how, as far as like, if you want to, I mean, you know, have a DRE for health in Bihar as a large scale program to cover each and every health center in Bihar to be powered by DRE. How do you see ESL actually playing a major role in that? Because I know that you are also involved with BREDA, JREDA, with many other nodal agency. So can you share your experience, sir?
Rakesh ji, your
Rakesh ji.
voice is not coming.
Okay. There.
You're not mute, but you're not audible as well.
Okay, I think he has some technical problem. So, then Aswani, I would like to conclude this particular webinar. So, I would say thanks a lot to all of you, and especially to Shakti Sustainable Energy Foundation, AIIMS Patna, Indian Medical Association, IMA, Bihar Voluntary Health Association, BBHA, as well as BREDA, because they also had provided a lot of support when we are doing the survey, Energy Department, as well as the Health Department, Government of Bihar. So I would like to thank all of you, and also some of the district project manager from the health team. I think I was told that the 12 district program team leader were attending this webinar from the different districts of Bihar. So I also extend my sincere thanks to them as well, as they managed to participate in this webinar. One of the things I would like to conclude that, and this is something that I also experienced, and I think many people also talked today, that education and awareness as far as the DRE for health is concerned is still slightly on a lower side as far as the other sectors are concerned. Because when we were running the campaigns during the election, we realized that when you talk about DRE in agriculture, people were easy to connect. But when we talk about DRE for health, it was basically not very hard to convince kind of a topic. People were aware about it, but it was not that easy topic to convince, especially when people and doctors talks about life and death, and then how electricity can play a critical role. And it was really, really inspiring to hear from Dr. Ravikant ji. I mean, they are the one who are witnessing and using the renewable energy in their medical facility. So I think the story like that will definitely will convince others also to adopt DRE. And therefore, I would say that we, all of us, especially Shakti Sustainable Energy Foundation, BBHA, Indian Medical Association, SEED, and other civil society groups in Bihar must take up this issue on a large scale footing as far as the education and awareness is concerned. The other point which Srishti was talking earlier, which is also very, very important, because I believe that all of these influencers and the champions in the Bihar must join hands to have a joint advocacy program in order to convince the state not only for a new policy measures, but at the same time also the financial allocation. There are things which can happen in the short term, medium term, and long term, and accordingly we need to identify the priorities. And I believe that since SEED is working with BBHA, IMA, and AIIMS Patna, and with the network of so many other civil society groups in the state of Bihar, we will definitely be keen to chart out a joint advocacy program so that solarization of health infrastructure in Bihar can be taken up on priority with the budgetary allocation. And last but not the least, one of the point which basically Srishti was also talking, Aswani also had raised this point in his presentation. And also it was spoken by other doctors as well. That is regarding the convergence. Because when we talked about the health department and the director of the National Health Mission, he says that my job is to provide health services. Infrastructure is something that I rely on other departments. So there are basically lack of understanding among the departments as well. And it will be very important to have a true convergence of all the concerned departments so that this kind of program can be implemented successfully. And by end of the day, we are not talking about just providing electricity as one of the infrastructural issue. We are talking about improving the health services, improving the life of the people in the state of Bihar. So it's just not about the electricity, it's about basically improving the overall health services in the state of Bihar. With that, I would like to conclude this webinar. Going forward, we will share the electronic version of this report with everyone. We will share the small report back as well on the discussion points and all. And at the same time, we will keep you updated about the next steps and the initiative that Seed India Development will be taking in order to work with the government of Bihar to take the issue of DRE for health. So with that, once again, I thanks all of you for taking precious time out of your schedule to attend this meeting, and look forward to have a discussion in future as well. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you.